One nation under Lucifer. So was this a setup so that we could entertain the idea that we should get rid of the Constitution? My answer is no. We don't want to get rid of the Constitution. We want to keep it. Even if the Freemasons who worship Satan drafted it up. We want to enforce it and those thrown in jail who violate the Constitution. That's our problem in this country is we have the laws, they're just not being enforced. They're used against us, and the corporate Hitlers are making donations to our Congress members, and they're basically creating a situation that has jeopardized everybody. The announcement on the House floor with the House stenographer, they referred to her as Holly. Her name's Diane in real life. She was an MK Ultra victim. Her husband's a pastor. She was cued by a gentleman who died just recently, 13 days after her announcement. All of Congress is shutting down, and they're going to go to this gentleman's funeral. And basically, I want to make sure that everybody knows all roads lead to the Vatican. So the Vatican created the Freemasons, the Jesuits, the Illuminati, and 13 evil, powerful families that rule the world. They're working with the fallen angels. They're the 1/3 that came down with Satan. And we're basically moving into this New Age, Aquarius era. So what we need to do is expose the badges of fraud and make sure that everybody understands that the United States is basically having to answer to the Queen, who answers to the Vatican, who has 3 Jesuits in play right now. The Grey Pope, the Black Pope, and the White Pope, who all work under Satan. And their god is basically Lucifer, and they set up all these organizations like the Bilderberg Group, which they all go to once a year and draft up their plans, and they work with all the bankers and everybody else. And the Vatican basically is the root of all the evil. The Federal Reserve is the front for the Vatican, and then they have the Rothschilds that administer it because they don't want you to know that the rabbit hole leads to the Vatican. And even Hitler referred to the Vatican and the Jesuits. He had a coin referring to them, as well as many statements, and there's been many books written on this. They were in cahoots in World War I and World War II, and soon to be World War III. And the prophecies are coming true in the King James Bible. All the churches have been hijacked by these evil elites, and the Bibles have been manipulated. Everybody's going by the old King James Bible. And basically they hire or recommend that the Jesuits become our judges, and they're also the ones that are ruling some of our colleges, like Georgetown University, Yale, and that's where you get Harvard University and all, where they have the Skull and Bones and Mardi Gras and all this. That is basically just, it's like set up for these evil elites, and they do their networking this way, so they run around the world and act like they're the good guys, and they're really working for Lucifer, Satan, Apollo, Santa Claus. Everybody that celebrates Christmas is actually celebrating for Satan. Jesus was born in the summertime. So they've got us so brainwashed and basically creating badges of fraud over and over. So our courts, the supreme law of the land of the U.S. is now apparently Lex Forte law. The Lex Forte takes conflict law and puts it into the jurisdiction of Vatican law. Lex Forte is the law of the land in the U.S. by virtue of the Act of 1871. So by this fraud that they've committed on us, and apparently the 14th Amendment and 16th Amendment were not even ratified, they're calling into question that the Freemasons, which were created by the Vatican and worship Lucifer, we all know that now, basically drafted the Constitution, therefore we should just get rid of it. No, we don't want to consider it just a piece of paper, because we have recognized and have answered our answer to you is the fact that we want it enforced, and we want you crooks to resign and go to jail. And that we will continue with the Constitution and not your fraudulent acts of trying to destroy it, which we have ample evidence of your false flags throughout the United States. You're trying to take our guns away, and they basically set up Sandy Hook and the Boston Marathon, and they rigged the games in the World Series. St. Louis Cardinals will probably win because they use area codes and certain numbers, numerology, and whatnot to basically tell their comrades in this evil war that they basically control everything. If they can control World War I, World War II, they can control football games, which they've done, and baseball games. And you just got to follow the money. There's a lot of money being bet in Las Vegas, and so this is